What did you think of yesterday with the Astros?
I felt bad for Jim Crane. I guess because I know him and he's a nice guy, and I doubt that he knew anything about it. I really do. I think, with Lunau and AJ, and they just, they've cost him $5 million and 2 draft choices and stuff, and he's a quality individual, and I just, he'll never recoup that from those guys. But yeah, I feel like that, and the guys are, they were in a pennant race. They'll do anything they can. They want all that stuff, and yet, their denials are. It's never going to satisfy. You're never going to satisfy media or people who are naysayers, or the Dodgers who suffered through the Astros and then the Red Sox. And I feel bad for them because it doesn't make a chance. And who was receiving those signals in the dugout? Who was the guys that were whistling? I mean, let's identify them. They're the ones that basically were duplicitous in all this, and they're the ones that were responsible for getting the signs, whistling. I mean, if I knew what was coming, I'd hit 700. I'll just tell you right now. There used to be a pitcher named Bill Singer that pitched for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Add a little slippery stuff every now and then. He'd put on that little Vaseline or grease or whatever he had, and he denied it all the time. But in the All-Star game in Kansas City, for some reason his jacket was lying there on the bench, and I'm having fun putting a Dodger jacket on, and I reached in the pocket, and there was the Vaseline. Okay, but. All right, in fact, why I say that story was when I couldn't hit him. I mean, I couldn't hit him with the Bodor. He'd run that sinker in on you, that slider away. And then one day somebody from the dugout said, look. I said, what? He said, well, when he throws the curveball, he takes it in his stretch. He takes his hands way up high by his chin. When he throws the slider, he takes it by his chest. And when he throws the fastball, he does it at his waist. He just takes it, puts the ball in the glove, and goes to the waist. And I'm praying somebody gets on. Well, I had 3 chances with guys on. I had 2 home runs and a double. And then some ridiculous fellow told him what he was doing, tipping his pitches, and I never got another hit off him.
Did somebody steal your signs?
I'm sure they did. And we were always aware that somebody at second base was the lean or the stand-up or some kind of motion that would, indicate to them that it was that they had them. And
but that's okay, though, right? That's baseball.
Well, it is, and you just go out and you tell the pitcher beforehand, look, I'm going to give you the curveball sign. Don't pay any attention to it. Just throw the fastball right in his ear. And once now the batter's up there and he's looking for the curveball, and he gets the fastball up and in under his chin, he say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to trust these guys again." Now I don't know what's coming. I remember when Gene Mauch, Pete, they couldn't get Pete out. Didn't matter. He just got hits. So at the start of a game, Clay Dalrymple was the catcher, and he said, Gene said to tell you what's coming. What? So he said, all right, here's a fastball. Fastball right down the middle. Pete takes it. All right, now you got a curveball. He takes the curveball. He steps out of the box and tells the umpire, would you tell him to shut up? He didn't want to know the signs. I could steal signs from just by watching. I mean, steal them, meaning that I would watch the pitcher, and he would always give a little something with his glove. He would flare the glove open on his curveball. He would squeeze it tight. If he brought it from high around his side, he'd come up with the seams for the slider. He'd go cross seams with the fastball. And it was still hard to do, but it's still hard to hit. But, there were guys that had telltale little things that would give them away, and you tried to get an edge as much as you could. And I hate to see what's happened with this, but, there was the Red Sox and, what other teams. There's other teams out there, I'm sure, that have done it. I mean, they did it at Wrigley Field in the scoreboard. They did it in Boston in the scoreboard. So they were stealing signs. They just didn't everybody could whistle right.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.